Hey guys, welcome back to the Tired Dad Tech. I was very fortunate recently on this past Saturday to witness a black belt exam. My son was testing, and yes, he did earn his black belt. And I also took a lot of photos, and I took a lot of videos. Now, we are a martial arts family, so a lot of my friends there wanted copies of the pictures I took and of the videos I shot. So as I was doing this, I figured, you know what? Let me take this time to show you how I do one, using free tools that you can get online. Now, unlike previous video before where it was Android only, both of these applications are for Mac and for Windows, so you guys can go ahead and try them out yourself. So the two tools that are used, and I will leave links below, are a product that is called Handbrake, and that is used to compress videos, to copy decrypted DVD files that you've backed up legally, and then you can export them into a single file. Also, I'm using Davinci Resolve version 14. That is the free video editing software that I use for all the stuff that I do here on YouTube. So I'm going to use these two particular applications, again, that are free, and I'm going to show you how I do one. So let's take a quick gander at, let me see if I can bring up one of the videos. Now, one of the guys that I've recorded is a young man named Jahim, and he loves the attention, so I'm sure he will love this. I'm going to open this up in my media player. So open with VLC media player. Awesome. Cool. Yeah. So right away you can see
I'm just gonna go around you. I'm gonna go on this side.
I have
you're fine.
Issues with camera stability, and you also have those kind of squiggly lines. I smacked the mic. I apologize. So you can kind of see G hamming it up as always, but besides the fact, you see these little squiggles, we're going to get rid of those first, and then we can also get rid of some of the stability issues. And I'm going to show you how to do that right now. So I'm going to get the heck out of here, and I've already pre-did some of this stuff because it's kind of boring, and it does take a little bit of time, but I want to show you anyway. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to search up for Handbrake, which I have. And what Handbrake will do for me in this particular instance is that it'll get rid of all of the horizontal lines. It'll clean all of that up. So I'm going to find the file, and like I said, I did this already, but I'm going to try and find it. So my original file is this one here. Here's my edit that I did, but I just want to show you how it's done. As I'm going to click on my file, and it'll bring it in the Handbrake, and you see all this stuff. Like, what do I do with all this stuff? There's this, the fast 1080, Gmail, large 3. What? No, all I care about is I want to keep the same video quality of the file while cleaning it up a little bit. Nothing crazy. So I've got my file, my clip that has been loaded up, and I choose high profile. That's it. And to get a little bit deeper is, if I go into filters, there's that deinterlace option, which will get rid of those kind of scan lines that are going through. Again, this was shot on this guy here. This is an older camera. I was in charge of shooting pictures, and my wife was in charge of the video duties for the whole event. So that's that. So that's her walking around, jumping from shot to shot, getting set up, so you get that kind of bobble. So I'm going to select our file, and I'm going to save it to. Now I already did it. So to Jahim edit, and I gave it the file extension of MP4, and I clicked on save, and I clicked on start. So I'm just going to show you. I'm just going to put gedit demo. Fine. Save, and then I go. And this whole process takes about 3 minutes. It might take longer, it might take shorter. It all depends on the type of processor you've got in your computer, how fast it is, and how many cores. The faster it is, obviously, that'll help. What also helps too is how many processing cores, or how many processing what's called threads, it has. The more you have of that, the bigger, the better, the quicker it'll take. This particular transfer took about 3, maybe 4 minutes. I figured I would spare that. So I'm going to go ahead and stop that. I don't care anymore because I already have it. So one of the things that you'll notice is it does clean up a lot of the scans lines, but you also notice that
There we go.
you see how
Alright, I'm just gonna go around you. I'm gonna go on the
kind of
side.
all the
No, you're fine.
skippies, you see it's cleaned up. All those little scan lines, they're gone now, which is great. So, you also notice the picture looks a little bit more fuzzy, and I'm okay with that, and here's why. A lot of these videos get sent where? Facebook. And you're going to look at it on a screen that is this big, and it'll look perfectly okay with that. Okay, guys? So this isn't going to go on a 4K TV. If it was, I would have a 4K camera. I would have had a tripod. I would have done all that. None of that matters. What matters is this is for one of my fellow students and one of my fellow instructors that he can have a nice shot that he can share on Facebook. So I'm going to continue. So here we go. This is what it looks like. You see it's cleaned up. So now you see that little wobble? It's doing all that. So I'm going to get rid of that. And I'm going to bring up Davinci Resolve. Now, normally you would start in here. Where is Project Manager? Normally you would start like this. And I had already created a project that's called Jahim. And I'm going to bring it up. And here it is. So we can just simply drag it. I have it on my top screen. We can just drag it down, and there it is. There's our edit. We're going to bring it down into our timeline. It's going to yell at me. Oh, it didn't yell at me. Cool. Good. I'm going to get rid of that. So normally it will yell at me that the frame rate is off because the video was shot in 24 frames per second. But Handbrake converted it to 24 frames per second. Sorry. Handbrake. Back up. Davinci, I have it set to 24 frames per second and sometimes 30 frames per second for the YouTube videos. If you shoot higher, you can go higher. That'll help you with your slow motion stuff. But we're not going to worry about that now. I expected it would have yelled at me, but it didn't, so we're good. Now, you see all this stuff. You see all these menus. What is all this stuff about? I don't care about that. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to get to the meat of this thing. So I have a minute 20 or something clip that I want to chop down. So we're going to go about here. We're going to play it. There's something else going on. So we're going to let that one go because there's something else going on the side. So I'm going to go in a little bit further. And here we go. Looks like we're getting ready to break.
Ricky, get up to us.
And he's getting set up. Calls, he jumps up. That's the one. He hit him, but he didn't break him. So we don't want to... Now it's on YouTube forever, but what he can put on Facebook for all of his friends and family, I'm going to leave it right here. So he's slumping. We don't care. All right, cool. We're just going to chop it up right there. So now I've taken this 1 minute and something video and I cleaned it up and I dropped it down substantially. So boom. And I'm just going to cut that out. Drag it over. Drag it over to, you know what? Let me zoom out a little bit. You can actually zoom out of your timeline. I mean, look at how much shorter this clip is now. Oops. Almost split up my audio. Now look at how much shorter this clip is now. So now all he has is his break. Go ahead. Go. It's ready to go.
Nice.
And it's done. Cool. Now let's clean up some of the bouncing around. So we're going to go into, and oddly enough, into the section called color. Don't know, that's where that is. All we care about, you see all these wheels. What is this? Gamma, gain, offset, corrector, I don't care. I don't care. I'm looking at one section only. I'm going to click on this little thing here that's called the tracker button, this plus sign. I'm pointing at the screen like you can see me. Click on the tracker button right about in here. And then over here, see where it says window on this side over here. I'm going to hit that, hit stabilizer. And then I'm going to click the stabilize button. And it goes and it does its thing. And this section takes about how long the video is ish. So this one, unlike Handbrake, doesn't care about processor cores. It doesn't care about processor speed. This particular function, I did my research is to try to make it go faster, is what's called single threaded. So it only needs one core to do its thing, and it doesn't even use all of it. It just does its thing. So fortunately for us, as you can see down here at the bottom, it's fairly stable. It's not that bad. It'll even out nicely. We'll see how we do. Yeah, looks like it's doing its thing pretty good. But this is really it, guys. There's not a lot to it. I mean, look at my steps so far. I had shaky cam footage. I wanted to clean that up, so we did. I took a minute and something long clip, a minute 20, a minute 30 seconds. I only wanted the best part of that clip. So I dropped it in here, I cut it up. Great. Now, I'm going to take that shaky cam out of it, which was pretty stable to begin with, so we're very fortunate with this. And here we are. Now we have this stabilized view. I'm going to go back. So you can see it's zoomed in a little bit. So let's see how we do. The shot is much more stable. It's much cleaner. And because of that, we got to zoom in a little bit. And that's pretty much it. So, we're done with the video, guys. That's really it. That took me all of, I don't even know how much I recorded. Oh, I'm streaming. This is awesome. We're live. So, 12 minutes. 12 minutes, you guys. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to dump this out to, let's see. We go to deliver. We're going to go to, I'm going to browse where I'm going to put it. Let's see if it yells at me. I'm going to put it in my videos folder here. You know what now? Where do I want to put this? You know what? Let's put it in my, let's put it with everybody else. Let's see if it yells at me. Desktop, Blepa videos. Cool. Okay, great. So there we are. And we have browse. Okay. I'm going to set it to my YouTube standard of 1080p, and then I'm going to leave it. Then I'm going to add it to my render queue and go. And that's it. Now again, back to processor performance. How this goes is like this. My computer right here has about, if the video is about a minute, it takes about maybe like 60% of that. So if it's a 10-minute video, it can render it between 6 minutes to 8 minutes. It all really depends. So here we are. It's done. We are complete. So if I can find it, I didn't even name it properly, did I? It's probably still named timeline. Let me refresh my screen up top. Gene demo. Where did I put it? The wonders of going live. With desktop Blepa videos. Yeah, it's here. And it should have been called Timeline 1. Ha 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 ha. I don't see it. But that's alright though. We will find it. And I will send that over to him. And we'll post it. But that's all it takes, guys. I used 2 free pieces of software. And the whole thing took me... If I wasn't talking to you guys the whole time, it probably would have been less. So there you go. We're 13 minutes and 45 seconds of me yapping at you so far. So that's how that is. I'll drop links in the description once this is done on where to get the software. And that's really it. I use a lot of YouTube videos to help me learn this particular video editing software, the Davinci Resolve. And it's been great. I liked it. That's how I put all of my stuff up. And it's been good. So that's it for right now, guys. If you liked the video, leave a like. If you want some more stuff like this, let me know in the comments. And as always, man, go ahead and subscribe. And I'll see us. I'm going to click stop streaming now.